It's been 5 years since the last time, at least 5 years since the last time I used a water bladder for the following 10 reasons. Number one, if you've ever had a water bladder start leaking into your backpack, you'll basically put away water bladders for the rest of your life. I just do not like the idea of water being inside my backpack and possibly puncturing or leaking into everything else. Number two, it takes up a lot of space. I just don't like struggling with fitting a water bladder into the sleeve that goes into your backpack and having to stuff gear around it. I don't want to get poked. I just want my water protected in bottles on the outside of my pack. Number three, it's really difficult to manage how much water you're drinking and how much water you have left throughout the day when you have a water bladder that you cannot see that's stashed in your backpack. I have backpacked and hiked with people who just run dry because they don't know how much is left. If I have a water bottle and I've been drinking from it, I know how much water I have left. I can physically see it. Number four, water bladders normally just get filled up all the way. It's kind of like packing for vacation. If you take a suitcase that's too big or a backpack that's too big for your backpacking trip, you're gonna find ways to fill it up because it just looks weird when it's half full. The same thing goes for water bladders. The water bladder that I have that I no longer use is 3 liters, and I don't normally need 3 liters of water at all times. I probably only need like 2, but if I have a 3-liter bag, then I just fill that thing up. And water is heavy. 1 liter of water is roughly 2.2 pounds. That means every time I fill that 3-liter bag up, I'm over 6 pounds of weight. Whereas with bottles, I can choose different volumes based on what I'm doing. So if I want more water, I can get 1.5 liters. If I need less water, I can get 1 liter or even less, half a liter. I can be more intentional about how much water I'm bringing with me and kind of reduce that urge to fill up all the way. Number 5, they're really difficult to clean. If you've ever tried to clean a water bladder, good freaking luck. Number 6, it's kind of difficult to put a mix in a bag with a bladder. You're gonna gum it up, and if it's kind of a sugary mix, like say an energy drink, or it's got some caffeine in it, basically if it's anything other than water, it can gum up your bag and the hose, and then you have to clean it. Good freaking luck. A lot of people end up taking a separate container for their mixes. I'm already using bottles. I don't need an extra one just for mixes. Number 7, they're very annoying to fill. Either you have to hack your hose up and fill it, filter water into the hose while it's in your bag, or you have to pull the bag out and then hold it awkwardly and try and filter water into it. It's just a whole mess. Whereas if I just have a bottle, you just pour the water into the bottle and you call it a day. Number 8, they're not exactly portable. So let's say you get to camp and all you have is a water bladder for around camp or whatever. Well, now you have to carry your water bladder with you wherever you go. And then you have to like awkwardly walk around and drink water from it. I guess you could bring a bottle with you to walk around while you're at camp, but if you're already using bottles, you already have the walk around situation. So number 9, they're not easy to pour water from. Okay, so let's say I am making coffee. I have to pinch the hose. I have to like squeeze it. I have to make sure there's pressure, and then I have to squeeze it, and then it comes out, and depending on how full it is, then it's like barely a trickle, or you're just trying to wrestle with it. I'd rather just use a bottle. I got clean water. I dump it in my coffee or my jet boil. I boil. I'm done. It's over with. Number 10, cost. These things are not cheap. A smart water bottle that's reusable from the store is dollars in cost. Whereas a water bladder, and you want to get a good one, you do not want a cheap water bladder, between the hose and the size of the bag and a quality one from like Platypus or something, at least $40, maybe even more. And then let's say you gum up your hose, you have to replace it. There's another cost, boom, 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 all these different costs for something that might leak on you and pop after a while. No thanks. I'll just take a Nalgene bottle or a smart water bottle that I can just recycle when it gets bad and pick one up for cheap. If you use bladders, let me know in the comments below. If I'm off on this, I am always willing to learn and reconsider different options. If you guys have a good argument for it, and that's what this whole thing's about, just sharing ideas, concepts, experience, so that we can all learn together. So leave a comment below and tell me what you use and why. There's links in the video description to the website, the podcast, and backpacking course, along with some other stuff you can check out at your leisure. If you're headed out on an adventure anytime soon, be safe, make great decisions, and we'll see you next time.